Alright. Loading at my ways right now. Oh shit, where's my chat box? Oh, it's over there, right. Man, dude, I took a break from streaming for like a week or two, I feel like. And it's so foreign to me. It's crazy. Okay. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. It's tiermaker.com. Okay. I think this is a good comparison here, probably. I need to get quick launcher so my screen doesn't have to be black at the start of the stream, bro. I need to get quick launcher. Okay, so I'm gonna reset that. That's the old one. This is the new one. Okay. Yo, what's up, Danton? What's going on? How are you today? Mm-mm-mm. What's up, Aaron? Red Belt to Prime. Thank you, Red Belt. Enjoy the ad reviewing. Why is that over the chat box? Bro, chat, how long has that been like that for? And y'all didn't say anything, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's actually wild. Bro, my stream will be like the most scuffed thing ever, and y'all won't say a word. That's actually wild. Thank you, Red Belt. Okay, man, this is almost done loading up, chat. I took the day off today. I was too sick. Yeah, everyone's getting sick, man. I'm still a little sick. My sinuses and whatever. My throat was really bad for a while there. How are you and your awesome girl? Well, I haven't talked to Val in a couple of days. She FaceTimed me a couple of days ago. She's still in Florida at Disney World or whatever. I thought she would be back by now, but I guess they're going all out and exploring literally everything, which is crazy. But to be fair, she was saving up for that for many months, and her parents are pretty well off. So, hey, man, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge, chat? Alright, thankfully. Only took the first, like, what, 2 minutes of the stream, 3 minutes of the stream. Alright, I'm gonna get my gardens done, wait for some more people to roll through, and then we will get busy to making the tier list. Did she try the $30 Mario burger? I don't know, bro. She sent me a lot of shit, Danton. I mean, I don't know if I want to show y'all because I don't know if she wants me to, like, like her parents and her friends are in there pictures, but I mean, I guess I could show you guys the ones with her and not her parents or friends. Yeah. What's up, Anthony? Hello. He's rage baiting. He's rage baiting. Honestly, Ice. I don't know if I'd say Ice is gonna be good next update, but it's gonna be a lot better. Because you won't have to deal with dots being up here, so just heals. Don't they have a Mario Cafe? Okay, chat. Here, I'll look through. Bro, she sent me like 40 pictures, man. Danton, we're gonna be here forever, man. Okay, so she bought a Spider-Man hoodie. What else? What else is in here? She's at some like Dragon Park. And then she went on a roller coaster. Went to see Star Wars. Let me get my gardens done. I need to multitask. Then she went to the, what's this called? Like a space elevator. It's like where you eat or something. Have y'all been there? She went there. Disney's not Mario. I don't know what I want to do, chat, bro. I'm like hungry and thirsty, but I don't want to go out, but I don't want to order food. And I already made food. Like I had like 3 chicken breasts like an hour or 2 ago. I don't know what's wrong with me, dude. Low-key. Where's the tier list? I'm just waiting for some more people to roll through, getting my gardens done and whatnot right now. I'm trying to use Heartsteel. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. At max level? I guess for like a PvE build, maybe. I don't know. In PvP, you've actually lost your mind. You've lost your mind. Did I miss a tier list? No, that's why I said I'm waiting for more people to roll through. Because if I did it right away when like there's hardly anybody here, then yes, you would have actually missed the X. So that's why I'm waiting. Get this garden done though. Yes, Danthon. Okay, so this guy's at max gold and like max TC. Okay, well I guess I'm not doing his garden. Never mind. Yo, I can't wait to play the Fire next update, dude. I can't wait. Like just playing Fire different from overtiming every round. I miss that Fire, bro. I miss that about Fire. Like OG Fire. When you like trade hits, not just OT. Storm won't do good on the 180 punch out. It'll definitely do worse than what I did at 170 for sure. But at the same time though, I kind of feel like doing a 180 punch out is a waste of time because like there is no meta set for Storm. Like every other school, you can just copy paste your gear over from 170 to 180. But for Storm, like there is no meta set or whatever, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Like I kind of feel like whatever you do on a Storm, like it's just gonna end in the same way anyways. Like if you run a 60 resist build, you're gonna get full pierce anyways. If you run a 0 resist build, you're gonna get full pierce anyways, right? So I don't think it really matters what stats you have is what I'm saying. What setup did Kermit come up with? I don't know. I don't know. Kermit's been quiet the past couple of days. Why am I on the myth, by the way? He doesn't have a garden. I don't know. My bad. Just get a mastery amulet. Storm has no res anyways. What's the point? Honestly, maybe, yeah. Maybe. Alright, after this guy, we will start on the tier list. And I want to try to make this stream into a video if I can as well. So I'm going to try to have it like just a little structured, more structured than usual, you know, for that reason, if I can. Obviously, the nice thing about editing, though, is like, if I talk to chat and whatnot, and like y'all change my mind or something, we could just go back and like redo it or whatever. So, not the end of the world. I mainly PvE. Would you recommend Professor's Horror Pack or the Fanciful Fairy Kai Pack? Every time the oh no no no! Don't do any of that. Don't do any of that. Buying up no 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 no. Absolutely not, my guy. Who told you that? Who gave you that advice? Or you just want to do that? Maybe he just wants to do that. I'm not sure. I'm not trying to come off condescending. Bro, if somebody told you that though, man, they are not looking out for your best interest, man. Let me tell you that. That is that is a fucking scam. That is a scam. Um I mean, I'd recommend getting the Professor Pack to get the Incendiate hat and the Mass Faint hat. And you don't need to buy that every 10 levels because it's a scam. And the Fairy Kai stuff isn't good until max level. So it's also just generally not worth it. That's low-key crazy, bro, right? I mean, I made that mistake too when I originally played the game. I bought like every 10 or 20 levels. But it's a scam, bro. It's a terrible thing to do. I didn't mean every 10 levels. I meant like which one is better stat-wise. Okay, well, you'll only buy Fairy Kai in max level, first of all. It's just like... It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. If you're not max. The Professor Horde pack... Honestly, I mean, maybe get it 60. The 60 boots are pretty good, but... I don't know. Like, maybe level 60 to get, like, the boots. The wand is pretty good. Mass Faint hat is, like, a S tier thing in PvE. That's about it, though. And then maybe buy it again at max level. But, yeah, I'd say get Fairy Kai at max. Buy Professors at, like, 60 for, like, the boots. They're pretty good. And Mass Faint. And then buy it again at max for the wand and like maybe better stats on that Mass Faint. I buy it 30, 60, 100. I mean, that's not bad. Did they add the arc for pay to win Spellman pack? I heard something like that. Yeah, I heard that they... Okay, what is wrong with my fucking backpack, dude? I heard they added a new pack in their count shop, chat. Is that true? Or is that in test realm? Anybody know? Okay, I'm gonna put this down. Arc for Spellman pack. Is it in the count shop? Let me see. It would be like up here, like new. I think it's only in test realm. Well, why would it only be in test realm? Am I looking in the wrong place, chat? Event pack, Morganth. Malister. Yeah, I don't see it on live. I think it's only in test realm, y'all. I think it's only in test realm. Is Loki pay to win? Wait, what's pay to win? The Arc 4? Which one is that? Like Dark and Stormy? How's that pay to win? How is that pay to win? We've had like 8 months to farm it. And like I've been had that shit maxed too. Like I don't understand. Or are you talking about like the shadow fusions or whatever? You just pay for it now and get ahead. Is that what you mean? I don't do level 100, Joe. I don't know. I do max level. It's a max level tier list, not lower level leagues. Not my specialty. There's no cantrip chest in Caramel and Lemuria. Well, then how do I have my spells maxed here? I don't know. Maybe one of the devs hacked into my account and gave it to me all. I don't know, man. I don't know, boys. Okay, well, I guess we get working on that tier list now, huh? It's been a couple minutes. It's been a couple minutes. It's probably a good volume, I feel like. Alright, I'm gonna spin, and then I'm gonna go ahead and swap the screen here to this. Okay, the chat box is kind of in the way, isn't it? Should I move it for the video? Oh my god, that's not what I want to move. Chat box, like down here. Maybe it's just better for the video. Yeah, it's better for sure, Okay. Cool. Oh, hell no. My shit bugging. Okay. Okay. Hopefully the audio is good. So I have two things here. I have the new list right here. And then I have this list right here. So this list, I think we made this on stream before the stat changes. I believe. I could be wrong. But I think this was before the stat changes. Right, so we made this list when they announced the dual school changes and whatnot. So ever since we saw the new stats, obviously some things have changed. Well, a lot of things. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to look and compare these two. Again, the left one here is before the stats came and got all messed up. And then the right one here is going to be with the new stat model or whatever. So I think probably to start off right away here, I mean, just, you know, set some ground rules. Storm, it's just fucked. It's just absolutely fucked. Sure, you could dual school, but you just do less damage than everybody else, and you just get absolutely fucked. It's awful. You can't do anything on this school. And I talked to Stormier today in the Discord about it, and the issue they have is they believe they need to slow down the pace of the game, which means Storm wouldn't have any damage stats, and only like defensive stats like resist, for example, right? But then if they do that, Storm players aren't happy because they don't have their identity of having like the most damage, you know, pretty high pierce and whatnot, right? So what we learned today basically is no matter what the developers do, unless they change the model, this school it's gonna be bad. Literally no matter what. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. Right? So they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. So it's just it is what it is, right? But thankfully, a positive about this update, if you're not a Storm player, the 6 other schools are all actually in a pretty good spot right now. So, if you're not Storm, you should be happy, you know? So going from one extreme to the next, right? The worst school by far, to the best school, life. So this school, this pretty much can't die this update. Jading was already an issue in Live Realm, and it got like 10 buffs this update. So there's a lot of issues with this school, at least on the bright side, their stats aren't that good comparatively, at least. Like they're okay. Of course they're okay, but it could be a lot worse. So that is a thing. But like for example, Wings of Fate, there isn't a spell that counters Wings of Fate in the game at the moment. There's no spell that counters both a dot and a hot or two in a single turn. So the issue with Wings is if you counter the dots like Stormzilla or something, they can just Seraph you twice or whatever. Or they could gambit that one dot and just take all the healing they're getting from Wings, which is also something good they could do. So it's kind of an issue, right? And then on top of all the jading and whatnot, Lord of the Jungle being really cracked as well. Life is basically just, they're eating good. Like, they don't have a bad matchup this update. Maybe Death, I guess. Death is their only bad matchup, kinda, I would say. But even that, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, right? So, one extreme to the other. The next school, let's go right to left. How about that? Myth. So, as you guys saw from the stat maxes, probably, Myth is pretty busted. Even with the stat changes or whatever, Myth is just getting like absolutely nice this update. So the reason Myth is really good, not only do you have like really good stats now, you have a hit and feint card, which is Keeper, which is really good, and then you have a bunch of other spells that are also really good to go with that. Like even Ninja Pigs is kind of okay. Athena's okay, right? So you can just kind of burst people down on a Myth, and the counters aren't generally too good to traps. So Myth is actually kind of in a good spot this update. It kind of is, right? I'd say the only matchup you're gonna have a little bit tough of a time on is probably Life, but even then you can kind of play around the counters a tad bit. You should be really good against Death. Myth stops Storm, it's not even close. Balance, you'll farm Balance as well. Fire is a little tricky because Fire does counter Myth, and they're both strong at the same thing, but the difference is Fire can counter what Myth can't, right? So Fire is a tough matchup for Myth in that regard. And Fire is going to be pretty good this update too, actually. So I don't know. You might see Myth go from like an A tier to a B tier, maybe, but I put it towards like the back end A for sure. Oh my god, I need some water. I'm yapping. Oh god. What's up, Spyro? No, overtimes aren't good on Myth or Fire anymore. If you pack an overtime this update, you're asking to lose because Camp Bandit's broken. Which I should probably bring that up for any school that is overtime related. So like Life, Myth, or Fire, right? All their overtimes are obsolete because everyone's going to be packing Camp Bandit. And Camp Bandit is just Jesus Christ reincarnated, pretty much. Okay, so you can't overtime on a fire, on a myth. Maybe on a life. You're probably not gonna want to though, right? So, yeah. Ice. I think Ice is kind of sitting pretty good next update. A lot of the community's kind of mixed on it. Some people think it's gonna be really good. You know, terrible. In my opinion, I think Ice got better this update because dots aren't really a threat anymore. That being said, the hit and feints in the game are like really, really insane. I'm not gonna lie. Now, the thing is, Ice can counter Myth's hit and feint, but they can't counter Fire's hit and feint, right? So, Fire is still a bad matchup for Ice. Against Myth, you're kind of okay in Live Realm as an Ice. And I think it's going to be the same thing this update. You're going to be kind of okay against Myth this update. So, I think because Ice gets a little better this patch, probably put it in like a kind of like somewhere in the middle where everyone's saying, kind of like in the B tier. You know, the issue Ice has this update is just healing is absolutely insane, and they're giving healing to every single school, right? So instead of fixing Jades, they're just gonna let everybody Jade, right? So that's gonna kind of be a tough time for Ice players, but as long as you don't queue a Fire who's good at the game, or you know, someone just healing over and over, Ice is actually a really solid school because their library allows them to control the field extremely well. And obviously Blimp Pet is a thing, and 110 resist, 120 resist is also a thing nowadays. So yeah, Ice is also the best healing school this update. Equally as good as Life this update, fun fact. So yeah, Ice is definitely not as bad as people are making it out to be, but at the same time, I don't think it's as good as some people are making it out to be either. So I would say it's a little bit worse than Myth, but it definitely has potential. It's just because heals are busted, it's kind of tough, right? It's kind of tough. So Fire. Okay, so yeah, in the last list, if we already look at the last list, y'all, so obviously Life didn't change, it's broken. Myth went up a bit, and Ice is still about the same, right? Because none of these changes really affect Ice too much. So Ice is about the same, but Myth is a little bit better because it's stat profile, right? That's what we've seen. And Storm fell off a cliff because their stats don't work, but that is what it is, right? But yeah, I'd Fire down at the worst school actually, which is definitely far from the truth. Definitely far from the truth. That being said though, right, that's the thing with the stats, y'all. Nobody would have guessed Fire got like a 11 resist buff and a pretty big pierce buff and a pretty big damage, like a lot of buffs everywhere on the stat department, right? Now, the bad thing about Fire, again, is Camp Bandit is broken, so you can't pack any overtimes, right? So that kind of is a bummer. But that being said, Fire also has a hit and feint card in the game, which is Brimstone, just like Myth, right? Now, what makes Fire's hit and feint better than Myth chat is the fact that Immolate doesn't work on it, right? So, let's take Storm, for example, I guess, just off the top of my head. So a Brim, it's gonna do about like, what, 1600, right? And if the Storm tries to immolate that, it's gonna do about 1000 self damage to the Storm. So now we're at 2.6k taken on the Storm, right? And then you're just gonna get 2 fire dots on the Fire that doesn't really do anything for you. So Immolate doesn't counter Fire their traps anymore. The best thing you could do is Nautilus, but the issue with Nautilus is Fire can just path be a mute. So let's say I Brim, you Nautilus, I'll just a mute, and then you're getting absolutely shafted. Again, the overtime on the Immolate or Nautilus doesn't really matter a whole lot because you're getting absolutely fried by the Brim and the Immute damage, right? So, and the follow-ups to those in of itself, right? So, Fire, really good against Myth, gonna be good against Ice, Farm Storm. Life will probably be your only tough matchup because, again, it's just a stacked school this update with Jading in the game and whatnot. And Centaur and Yamasu are pretty good as well. But the nice thing about Myth and Fire is you can kind of play around the counters like a little bit. Like if you have a shield up when you Brim, you can make them Centaur into the shield and then just shield again to cover the blade and repeat kind of thing, right? So like you can kind of play around the counters a little bit, which is nice. You'll also farm balance this update. So yeah, no, I think Fire is above Myth then, because your only bad matchup is Life. And even Death, which, you know, Death should be an okay, should be okay against Fire, logically this update, but the Dark Nova, what's it called? The creature, the creature, right? The Dark Nova is also really good against Death, so yeah, I mean, I would say Fire probably number 2 this update. I would say for sure. It's just you just shit on everybody, and the only matchup you have to think in is like Life probably, and maybe a bit of Cycling and Death. I would say that's about it. That's about it, bro. If you're reading YouTube chat, don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, thank you, X. Oh man. Stormbringer is cooking your shit? Nah, I feel like that was a pretty good conversation. Why do you not talk in the Discord? Do you just spectate, bro? Or like, which one are you on there? Which one are you, bro? I feel like I don't see you ever. He's probably just a spectator, dude. He's probably a spectator. Spectator, why? Okay. Death. So Death right now is an S tier school in Live ROM. Do I think Death will still be S tier this update though? I mean, Ghoul's still broken, the Pyre Dragon's still broken, got buffed by the way. Poison's still broken, Permabrace. I mean, Headless, it did get nerfed, but it's only a little worse, like it's not that bad. I mean, what are your bad matchups, really? I feel like Fire is probably going to be a little even. You're the best school against Life this update, which is the best school, which is obviously a very nice perk to have. Against Myth, again, you're kind of okay because Ghoul Poison is really OP and whatnot. But that being said, Myth can like keeper every round now. But Death could also just like immolate every round, like immolate a Freed or something. So, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Death is still gonna be really good, actually. I don't know. Like even against Ice, you're better against Ice because Winter Moonshad isn't a thing, which slows down the game so much that allows Death to do a whole lot more. Right? I don't know. Will I put it in S tier still? Better than Fire? Oh, that's tough, dude. I don't know, chat. Either A or S. Okay, I think Death is better than Myth. Because just the fact you have like so much shit, like you control auras, like, you know, Mash, you have Poison, Permabrace, Ghoul, Pyre Dread, like you just control so much, you know, and you counter dots with Camp Bandit for free now. You have good heal clear. Like I feel like you're just in a better spot than Myth in the meta, you know. But like putting it above Fire though, would I? I don't know. I think you could change these two around for sure. It's hard to say though. It is very hard to say, try it. It is very hard to say. I feel like death is easier to play maybe, but I'm gonna stick to my gut here and say fire is better. I think above fire, below life. Yeah, I think it could go either way, bro. But like, dude, like y'all don't know how good the hit in fuels, fuel, brim, all that shit is. Like it cooks, bro. It low-key cooks. Now, to be fair, you're not really going to fuel a death because they could emulate. But you could always just levy the emulate. Pyre Dragon and Ghoul, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm well aware. Okay, let's think of it this way, chat, right? On a death, what's your bad matchups, right? I mean, balance is kind of annoying, but you have that, like, what's it called? It's like that PvE, you know, myth, fire duel, whatever attack. So balance is annoying, but you have a strat for balance. You're better against ice this update. Storm isn't even it's not even in the game anymore, so like whatever. And if you do get a storm, you'll just win, so whatever. Against myth, you're okay against myth. You're okay against fire, and you're good against life. So you're kind of okay against everybody, but you're the best at dealing with the best school, right? With fire, your only bad matchup is life, which is a meta school. So maybe for that point, maybe death is above fire then. So just for that alone. If they both only have like one bad matchup, but one's better at dealing with the meta school than the other, I feel like, yeah, you'd probably put death above fire. That's probably a good point. That's probably a good point. But I could very well see it going the other way around. Absolutely. I do think death is better than myth, though. I do think that. But I think probably like, you know, these two are on the same level. I would put like, okay. How do I add a row? How do I add a row? Chat. Oh my god. Is it this one? Add row below. Okay. I'm gonna redo this. A minus. Okay. I think that might be, and I'll delete C. I'll delete C. There's not really a C tier school this update. Okay. I think that's probably a better way to put it. I'd say. Do you guys agree? How do life and balance compare, Liam? If we pretend life doesn't jade? How do life... What? How do life and death compare? Well, life has Seraph, which is really busted. You have more hit and heals than you know what to do with. You have TC Centaur. Wings is broken. Lord of the Jungle is broken. Lumi's really good. We're ignoring Jading, by the way. Like, you just have so much, dude. You have so much to work with on that school. For sure. Then, I mean, death is just, like, it controls everything. Right? The reason, like, ice and death, people don't want to talk about this, but ice and death are kinda... They're extremely similar. Right? The only reason you don't see ice up here is because of how broken healing is, right? Death can deal with healing and dots. Ice can deal with dots now, but healing's broken, so ice gets shafted, right? But like the principle of death and ice, like the fact they control everything, that's what makes them so powerful, right? It's just death can control more than ice right now based off the meta because heals are broken, right? So, but a lot of people don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. Okay, balance. So originally I had this one pretty high. After talking to some people though, I'm kind of convinced it's a little worse. So obviously Lore and Samurai are pretty solid, right? You know, Chimera, Gearhead, all the swaps are still busted, right? Skills isn't a thing. Serpent isn't a thing. Gaze did get buffed quite a bit. It did get buffed quite a bit. But the thing is, you can shield against balance now, kinda. I mean, they could always just Scorpion, I guess, sure. But it'll definitely take a lot more skill to play balance now. It's kind of tough to rank balance because I remember last year when like Burn got banned or whatever, like we all thought balance would fall off a cliff, right? But it was still the best school, right? When Pop and Burn got banned, it was still like the best school at the end of the day somehow. So it's kind of hot. It's kind of Balance is one of those schools where it's really tough to rank it. Like it's either gonna be the best school or like not that good, you know. So I'm probably gonna put it in an A minus. I feel like with Myth, and the reason for that is because in the past when I've felt this way, it's always been a lot better than I thought it would. And my heart's telling me to put it, it's telling me to put it in B tier. But I'm gonna put it a little higher than that just because the past. Like it's the school always finds a way to prevail a little bit, you know? It's just like the same thing with like Ice and Death, kind of like you just control so much, dude. Like with the pace of the game, especially with the new Samurai, the new lore, you could just swap shields now. Like you could just pack Scorpion swap in place of like Scales. It's not as good, but it's an answer. It's not a bad card, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is pretty good though. Again, the only thing I would change is maybe Fire's a little bit better than Death. Maybe. But they're just so neck and neck to the point that it's like kind of you know, Ice only slightly above Storm. Well, this is unplayable. I just took the C tier out. I took the C tier out, bro, because there was no C tier school. There's no C tier school because the reality is any school that's not Storm this update has a pretty fair chance. They really do. They really do. Right? So I think because of how balanced the 6 other schools are relatively, it's probably better to like make the tier list this way in terms of like having like, you know, an A minus, A plus type shit. Well, PvE never changes Adam, so of course it's PvP, right? But yeah. So this is what we have now with the new stat profile, and this is before they announced the new stat profile. So if we look at this, Fire jumped up a whole lot. Death jumped up a little bit, still about the same though. Storm fell off a cliff. Balance is a little worse, just because of how good the hit and feints are. And Ice is about the same. And Myth is a little better. So just a little change, you know? I put Ice above Balance. I don't know if I agree with that. Balance can kind of deal with healing. Ice can't. Ice can't. If Ice gets a Jade or a Fire, they're gonna fold. They're gonna fold. I want to start the game again after 4 years, and I still can't really choose. What? And I really can't choose Balance, Ice, or Death for PvP. What you think they will do next update? You mean? But you can't choose Balance, Ice, or Death. You already have them maxed out. Is that what you mean? Why can't you choose those 3? Well, I would do Fire then. The Fire is good in PvE, and it's gonna be really good in PvP. So yeah. Cass always beats Jays on his ice, though. I mean, yeah, he probably is packing like fucking 12 3-folds, 4 bonds, 3 reshuffles type shit. What would you do for a PvE tier list? The exact tier list I made last year, because it's just the same thing. PvE never changes, chat. They're too scared to change PvE, because anytime they do change PvE, they get in trouble. They're too scared to change the PvE meta. Myth loses to fire in life? Yes. So yeah, whatever PvE list I made like a year or two ago, I would say it's the same thing. I would say so. Okay, cool. I'll have to worry about editing that later, I guess. I'll take a picture of these. Cool. Alright. Man, somebody's gonna come in here in 5 minutes and be like, where's the tier list? It happens every fucking time, bro. I finished talking and then it happens every time. What's this list now? Oh, dude, just right when I just closed it. Right, okay. The one when Stormware's an A, that was before they announced the stat changes. And then the other one where it's on the bottom is after the stat changes. I took a picture of them so I could probably put them up somewhere. I don't know where I'll put them, but I wish Casuals wanted a more interesting game. I could be wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. I feel like the casual Wiz player just wants more shit to do. Not tedious crap like challenge mode. Just like imagine we got Darkmoor right now, and like in the summer we got like a Wisteria 2.0 type shit. Like that's what PvE players want. Like that's what they want. I don't think like they're into like the whole challenge mode TDS stuff. It's just, it's not fun, it's boring, it's grindy, and I'm saying this as someone who's done like most of them, you know. And also the barrier to entry for it is extremely high. Like you have to have a lot and be very flexible, and you have to know people who are also like that. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, you know. But no, I mean like every casual Wiz player I've ever talked to, I feel like has just wanted like more PvE content. Like I just said, like, you know, getting a new world, and then maybe something like that in the summer as well, you know. Like you guys remember back like 15 years ago or whatever, you used to do like 2 worlds a year or something. Like that's what they need to do. Like that's what they need to do for PvE. You know? Because the reality is most PvE players play the new Wiz update and then they don't come back until next year, right? So like this year, for example, like you'll quest Darkmoor, you might get your new hat that gives you 1 more damage this year, and then you're gonna see you later until 12 months later, the next world, right? That's the average PvE experience right now is as an endgame player, right? Because every time they do like a quarterly update, like summer, spring, whatever, that stuff isn't like intuitive with the PvE players. It's just not. So yeah. Blade AoE, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I don't mind it as long as I'm doing something. That's the thing. Like I feel like I'm among like in terms of PvE, I'm definitely among like the majority casual crowd. Absolutely. I always have been, you know. Like I like my frenzy AoE, like just like walking through a world, looking at different areas, you know, maybe reading a bit of the dialogue, you know. Like I to me that's, you know, part of it. I like that. I like that. I'm a believer mobs in standard PvE need better stats to reflect our crazy stats. So you're asking for like what, more difficulty in PvE? I mean, okay, sure. But how do you make it more difficult without making it more tedious, right? Like the issue with challenge modes right now is it's tedious to do them. It's not fun. Like, or not. It's not. It's just tedious. It's annoying, right? Did you finish Test Realm? No. I've been waiting on my girlfriend. I told her I'm not playing Darkmoor without her. So, guess she'd be mad if I played without her. So, she's been at Disney for over a whole week. Like eight days. 7. I don't even know where we're at. Thankfully, I don't need to. The one in Florida, I don't know what the difference is. I'm not American. Well, anyway. I feel like I need a nap. I feel like I need a nap, boys. I don't really want to do anything. There's nothing to do on Wiz. Everything I want to do is like just challenge mode. Like I need to do the Jadoni rematch. I'm not touching Peeve. I'm not touching Peeve. I won't do it. Like, dude, live round PvP chat. I feel like the only enjoyment I would get out of doing it right now is jading. And that's fucking awful. That's terrible. That's an awful thing to say, Liam. But it's the truth, bro. The most fun I would have is just sitting there jading and laughing at how dumb the game is. Like, bro. Like, honestly. Honestly, that would be entertainment to me. With the live round meta at the moment, dude. That is true, Dan. I do have the ice weaving done on the fire, I think. But I think I'm missing spellements, Dan. I think so. Nah, you're right, Dan. You're right. I have the ice weaving stuff on my fire setup. You got roasted badly, right? Not really, red belt. I mean, yeah, Ratbeard's been mad at me as usual, but I don't think any of us are surprised with that. Strong with the 1% buff. Hell yeah, dude. Jade stream. Dude, you know what pisses me off, man? You guys remember that? I'm not gonna name his name, but if you know, you know. You remember this guy who went on my stream, right? He doxed other people live on my stream, self-reported himself, like saying crazy shit in the chat after the game, right? Jaded for 2 hours live, like 100+ K healing, only 400 damage done in 2 hours, type shit, right? I send this guy to the community managers, and they don't exist. They don't exist, bro. So I messaged them again today, being like, "Yo, have you done anything about these people that are ruining the game and doxing people?" And they don't say anything. It's dead silent. It's dead silent, bro. They just don't care. They don't care, bro. So all that does is incentivize the people who dox people in Wiz chat and cheat. That just incentivizes them to do it more because they're not doing their jobs. And I hate to be that guy, but like, dude, I haven't talked to a community manager in 6 fucking months. I talk to the developers every day, practically. Like, it's fucking, like, I just, oh, God. Like, honest chat, if I didn't talk to the developers, I think I wouldn't know Wiz had community managers. I think they'd be dead, like, 6 feet in the grave. I wouldn't think there was one if I didn't talk to the devs, quite frankly. Challenge modes are intentionally tedious because of their badge systems, but in standard PvE, they could lower the numbers on defeat badges by raising the difficulty. I'm glad you acknowledge how flexible you need to be for challenge modes, especially the lower level ones. Oh yeah, nah, it's annoying. Like I said, I've been trying to get that done. I just need the Jadoni and Arc one. I did Malister and Meow with a group of friends the past couple of days, which, I mean, it went okay. But Jadoni, I heard only bad things about that one. I have my main and my ult account set up for the strat, but I need 2 more people for, like, the strat. I don't know. I mean, we could do that if you guys want, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kind of tired. I kind of want to get something to drink. Jadoni is arguably the hardest rematch, alongside the Arc 3. Well, I did the Arc 3 ones when you could cheese them, because I knew they would make it absolutely fucking unbearable. So I did the Rat and the other one when you could cheese the shit out of them. And I'm proud of that, bro. I'm proud of that, bro. You made the tier list already? You know, I mean, I should just put it on screen. I said this would happen. Chat, didn't I just say I would finish it? And then 5 minutes later, someone would come in and be like, where's the list? And I don't blame you, by the way. But maybe I need to organize it better in the future, eh? You know? Alright, Arthur. Let me get this done and made for y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So, before you freak out, let me finish. Okay. This one. And is it this one? Yeah. Okay. So, I'm missing one more thing, aren't I? Okay. Before... Oh my god, why is this so sticky? And after. Okay. Alright, does this make sense, chat? Is that good? So before is when we didn't know about the stats. And after is when we started to know about the stats and how fucking trash they were. Highly recommend getting Jadoni done before Catch gets nerfed. Play some Death Beef, bro. You want me to fall asleep, dude? I'm already tired, man. I'm already tired, brother. Is Fred... I think Fred ported, right? Okay, Fred's probably down the farm, I assume. The after tier list is pretty good. Yeah, the only thing I would change, Arthur, is I originally had fire above death. And I really thought about it, and chat was saying to put death above fire. I think you could interchange fire and death. It could go either way, really. It could go really either way, I would say. But I would say they're both, like, really good. And like with Myth and Balance, like they're also like they're fine, but like I don't think they're as good as Death and Fire, you know? Then Ice just gets screwed because healing like if everyone can just Jade and be a rat, that's gonna indirectly hurt Ice. Like that's their one flaw they have, and then Storm just you can't play Storm next update. They're not fixing shit, so it is what it is. I don't make the rules, you know. Okay, so we need one for Jadoni then, chat. Fred, are you in the chat at all or no? Can I make this like smaller? Get back on the old Storm. I should probably make this smaller. I just take. I you know what? Why don't I just take it off the screen? And if somebody asks, I put it on the screen again. Yeah, that's simple. You here? Which role were you doing, Fred? 2? I'm doing 1 and a 4. We already gave up on the old Storm. I'm just like, I thought at the very least they got the some of the ranks right, but bro, I'm like flabbergasted that like recruits don't play any different from like high rank players. I'm like I knew, obviously I knew that there's like good players. They didn't want to rank. I knew that, but like the frequency, like bro, I played like 7 games, and majority of those games, those were not like bad new players, right? And keep in mind that's a fresh account, like literally recruit like 1500 and below. Like those guys weren't bad at the game. Like they weren't great, but like you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I can do 2. Do you mind streaming yourself doing challenge builds from now on? I mean, I could, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if y'all would be interested in that or not. But okay, if Fred's doing 2, I could put the doc on screen. We are using the challenge chasers, whatever. So 6 frickin' rounds. Are you serious, dude? 6 rounds? Yo, don't tell me it's 6 rounds and I have to do it 30 times. Don't tell me, bro. Don't tell me, man. It better be like fucking like 15 or 20. Okay, why do I not? I don't even know my own password. PogChamp. Okay, another image. 4 images. Holy, that's a lot, eh? Okay, so this is the strat. I don't want to make it too big, but like it needs to be big enough to see. I hope that's fine. So I'm doing player 1 and player 4. Fred's doing player 2, I think he said. So we need a player 3. So preferably like a balance, I think would be good there. Maybe. But yeah, like the support 3, the third one. Make it a tad bit bigger in case you can't see. It's 20 times. Oh, okay. I guess. Why is it so bad though? Like, is it just like a lot of animation time, or like, I don't know. Like I like Tisk. I have to do that one too. Like, you have to adapt to what he does or whatever. It's sorry, it's cool, but I would say that's more difficult. This is Jadoni, chat. The Jadoni fit. It's 4 bosses? Nah, bro. You're trolling. You're trolling, dude. You're baiting for sure. Like, okay, maybe like 3. 4? 4? You're trolling. Is there even a boss fight in Arc 1 with 4 bosses, chat? I don't think there is. Like, a boss and 3 minions, sure. 4 bosses. Like, bosses with a B. I've done that rematch, and it's a pain in the ass. You have 4 people set up for it alone. Well, thankfully, I have my ult account, right? Can a life do support 3? I mean, yeah, if you have everything on there, you should be good, yeah? Can y'all see it fine, or does it need to be bigger? But, oh my god, bigger. Do you think Storm can hard set and farm life and myth? Well, no, Storm can't beat myth. You just die. You just can't. It's not possible, Viddy. Mathematically, myth kills Storm easier and quicker than the Storm can kill myth. Next update, it's literally not possible. But with life, yeah, you could probably set super hard for them and farm them. Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of like that in live realm to an extent too, right? Like in theory, you could set so hard for life that like you're fine. But it's like, do you really want to do that? You know? Like, dude, I've only queued 2 lives on my Storm, I think, in like over a month, and both of those people sniped me. Like, they were friends. So that doesn't even count as normal players. So, like, I don't know. People just don't queue me on their life. Unless they want to get me on my Storm at least. I don't know. But yeah, I think you could set so hard for life on a Storm and do okay in that matchup. For sure. But yeah, you're welcome to come along, X, if you want and you can do player 3. Absolutely. Okay. I have my rematches at my house. But yeah, chat, I have to do... I'll change the title of the stream, by the way. There we go. I have to do Jadoni, Spider, and Tusk, or whatever the fuck his name is. I think. We did Nightshade. Never want to go back there. Crocopatra is pretty fun. Meow Yardy, as I... Mally was a little annoying. I liked Mithraya a lot, actually. Then yeah, I have this Tusk motherfucker. I mean, it's a cool fight. Honestly, I feel like I like fights like the Tusk one. I feel like I like them. I'm annoyed that it's 30 times, and I really want to get the cosmetic. That's what I'm annoyed about. But I do like the design of this for Challenge Man. You saved Spider and Oni? Okay, well, I did... Hold on. Yeah, all these... So yeah, I did... Yeah, look at this. 111 rat challenges. Bro, yo, I farmed the shit out of this when you could cheese it, boys. Yo, that's how I got my tier 5. That's how I got my tier 5. Oh, that's got me dead. Oh my god. That shit, yo, that was the best choice I ever fucking made. Let me tell you, chat. It was actually fun to farm this thing too, but of course the fun way is never the intended way, right? Then Spider, I don't even know how I got the 7. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That guy fucked. Bro, we attempted Spider like 30 times, but like I think it was bugged when we tried it. Like you couldn't do Spider. Though we beat it a couple of times. I guess we got lucky or something. Then yeah, I mean, we're good. You got a lot of Azoth off that too. Yeah, dude, that was such a good choice you made. Where can I farm couch potatoes if I'm below level 110? 110. So you're not in Mirage. Are is he? Are you in Mirage at all, Tipsy? The first part of Mirage drops couch potatoes. So I'd recommend just doing that. But if you can't, what I did is I farmed in Grizzleheim. The first area of Grizzleheim there, like the boars or whatever. That's how I farm mine on my account. Skip Mirage. Well, he's level 110, so he can't exactly just. I mean, he could buy the World Elixir, I guess, yeah. But at that point, just buy the couch potatoes out of the count shop. At that point, you know? What spell elements did you get tier 5 off of the rat? Would that have been Rusalka, chat? Does anyone remember? I think I got tier 4 Rusalka off of that, and then I did cantrips for the rest, I think, if because I did do Polaris cantrips. I did that live a couple of times. So like you guys know I did that. So I think it was like tier 4.5 probably. That did cantrips for the rest, I think. Wait, did X say he was is he coming or no? X, do you want to join or no? I did testing and found the snow fairies are way better. No, really? Okay. That's cool. I'm never gonna need to farm them ever again in my life, but that's good to know to tell people in the future. I'm gonna do challenge mode, Selenopolis, and Wallaroo too. I want to, but at the same time, 50 times is fucking insane, bro. Like 30 is already a lot to ask. 50, bro? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I know Val and we did Mr. Montgomery like 9 times probably, and then we just got bored. Like we couldn't do it anymore. Like like I don't know, bro. Like 50, and then doing that like what in like 4 or 5 different areas. Like I don't know if I could do that, dude. That's cancer. They need to lower those, man. Like they should all be 30, or like just make them like all 25 or something. Like it's just way too much, bro. Like I'm sorry, but if you're making me do something 50 fucking times, I better be able to one round that shit, bro. I'm not gonna sit there for more than 2 or 3 rounds and then do that 50 fucking times. You're bad shit crazy, dude. What's up, Hood? You can't make it? Okay. Chat, can anybody do support 3 on the dock here? We just need one. I have Fred on support 2. I'm playing player 1 and player 4. I mean, if we could get a Storm to do player 4, I could probably do player 3 on my Storm. Probably. I can make that work too. You realize challenge modes get the most updates from the devs? Literally every update has one. No, yeah, I know that. I think 50 times is fucking insane, bro. If it's gonna last longer than 1 turn, like you're out of your goddamn mind. But I wouldn't mind them if it was like even like 25. I'd be okay with 30 even. I feel like 30 is a lot, but like I don't know. 50 though, like even 40, like you're fucking nuts, dude. You are nuts. I tried a triple box, but I'm bad at double boxing, so I don't think that's a good idea. Triple boxing is it's not meant for me, boys. Is Monopoly on? I think Monopoly. I'll add him. He usually farms with us. All right, I'll wait a couple more minutes, and then if we can't get anybody, I'm probably just gonna take a fat nap because I feel like I need it. I wanted to do that originally, but you guys were like, "Oh, just do the challenge mode." So here we are. Yeah, something I really want to do. I talked about it in my server today, but I want to like redo the channel art because it's old. Like I'm pretty sure my YouTube and my Twitch banner is still my old username or whatever. It's just old. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't mind what it is, but I feel like it's been so long and the fact that it's not my username anymore should be updated. Same thing with my profile picture. I feel like I could do, I don't know, just something different. I know Val's changed hers like once or twice. And I mean, I changed my username on YouTube, which you should honestly not do that. It's not a good idea, but it worked out, so I'm lucky. Yeah, donate power TC. Yeah, my ult has like 13. You know what? Maybe one of these days I can get red belt in a challenge mode. I would love that. It gets you in trouble. No, it's just a bad idea. It's a bad idea because um, I mean, I don't know. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but okay, if you change your channel username, like people, okay, okay, like try, you know TikTok, right? Like TikTok, they just go and like doom scroll on TikTok or whatever, right? It's kind of like the same thing with YouTube. Like, let's say like you watch Liam and like you're looking for like Liam is a vibe in your inbox or something, right? Subscriptions, and like you don't see those three words jump out at you. It's like, oh, I don't know what happened, you know? And I'm guilty of this too, by the way. Like I look for like just like little things like that too. And like if it gets changed like off put, I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? So but a lot of people are actually like that. So that's why like generally like, you don't want to change like your art or your like your username that much because people look for a very specific thing. And even though like my, you know, the first name is the same, like, you know, Liam, and like Liam is a vibe, um, they might not be like, oh, well, that's not Liam is a vibe, you know? So it's generally not a good idea, I would say. But I feel like, especially with like my Discord server and like kind of the community I'm in, the word gets around pretty quickly, you know? It's relatively small. But no, you can't get any like TOS trouble or anything. Like you could try to change it and they might tell you like no. but like you won't get in trouble. No. Be warned, others could steal your old name too. Hell yeah, red belt. You know, that actually happened in Discord, bro. Somebody joined my Discord, like with my name and my profile picture, and started saying crazy shit, bro. And then they screenshotted that. Like, bro, I don't even know. That was wild. That was so wild, bro. I can't lie. Are you excited for Darkborn? Yeah, I'm excited to quest through it. That's about it. You got ops? Maybe. I mean, I don't think I do compared to even a couple of years ago. I would say honestly, I'm chill with a lot of people now that I wasn't even like last year. I would say I think people have really chilled out, including myself too, by the way, which is good. Are you excited the PvP next update? I mean, if you just delete Storm from the game, I guess I am, yeah. But I've kind of deleted Storm from my heart. It feels like so I'm just like whatever. I'm excited to play Fire and Myth though. Yo, what's up, Chico? The community's still toxic. Oh, I mean, yeah, I've seen even just the other day, I've saw some boosting. I saw some boosting. Uh, I'm not gonna name names, but no, yeah, I've seen my fair share. Mm-hmm. That is a thing. I just wish they did something about it, bro. Like there has to be a better way, dude. Like I don't know. Like the only time something was done quick is like you guys remember when Fred went live stream sniping me? Was it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Like this guy literally went live on Twitch with my stream open, stream sniping me. And that's the only time Wiz like handed out a ban within 24 hours. That's the only time, bro. Right? But at the same time, right, on my stream, you have a motherfucker who's got banned 3 times for the same thing, right? Doing it again against me on my stream, and then saying crazy shit after the game on my stream, and then doxing somebody else in the arena on my stream. That gets sent to them, and they don't do anything. He's still in the game a month later. So like, I go what? Like what? Well, you think it'd be an instant ban like right away, you know? Like especially the fact that I know like almost everyone at King's Isle too. Like you'd think they would just be like, oh yeah, look at this. Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. Do something, you know? I don't get why Wiz does not have a system like that. I will not understand. Why do you like Storm so much? Is it because of the spells or because you're the first school? Storm was not the first school I started with, actually. Fun fact. That was Life and Fire, and then Death. And then Storm, actually. Storm was not one of the first schools I played. My sister actually was the one who picked Storm. Because we both played the game originally. I think she got to like Haunted Cave and then she like never played it again. But like level 9. But I kept playing. And here we are. But yeah, no. I never really was a Storm main originally, actually. I don't really know when I actually did become a Storm main though, to be fair. But I don't know what changed. I don't know. Maybe I grew an ego or something. I don't know. But I guess now, mm, I don't know. I guess I just like the concept of Storm. I like the original idea and the original design of Storm, right? It's like It's like high risk, high reward. Like if you're good and you know how to navigate things, like you should be rewarded for that as a philosophy. Um, I like that in general in PvE, and that should be applied in PvP, but it's not, unfortunately, with the current developer philosophy, which is why the developers and I butt heads so much, and same with a lot of the Storm community. Um, what the Storm players want, the devs won't give us, right? That's the issue, right? So I'd say that's probably my favorite thing about it. Also, yeah, I mean, like Rusalka and stuff is cool, I guess. Bandcast, you're insane. Chat, are we not getting a fourth dude? Are we chalked? Are we chalked, bro? I'm just making poor Fred sit here this whole time. Poor Fred, bro. Poor Fred. I need some more water. I'm yapping too much. After you're done venting, yeah, literally, I need water. Hold on. Oh, Christ. Okay. We already know the moderation team is in existence. What's boosting? Bandcast. Okay. Do me a favor and explain your experience with the new pending Darkmoor update. I mean, I just check out my last 4 videos on the channel. The last 2 were kind of like the conclusion, and they're not that positive, I'll be honest. But the first 2 or 3 were like pretty informative and positive, good and bad type shit. So I check out the last like 5 videos on the channel about Darkmoor and that. But generally, though, TLDR, I love the atmosphere of the world. Um, that's probably it. That's okay. I know that's that sounds fucking terrible, but like I don't know. I don't know, bro. Like the music is good. Like the puzzles seem really cool. The vibe is neat. It's dark more. The spells look cool. Like the art, like all the little things for the world, they click. But like the actual like what the spells and what they do, I don't like it. I don't like the lack of progression. I don't like the stat caps, and that's it. You know. So realistically, if you were to actually write out the pros and cons of every little thing, I actually like more about the Darkmoor update than I don't technically, like on paper. But the issue is what I'm most passionate about falls under what they got wrong in the Darkmoor update, right? So to me, and a lot of y'all, you're gonna feel like it's a bad update because the thing you care about, they're not getting it right. So yeah. Whether that's PvE progression or PvP, right? So yeah, I'd say that's a good summary. Too bad the direction the game is against Storm for now. What was their reasoning for not going back to the original Storm concept? I don't know. I don't know. Like, what they should have done logically is like Myth or Fire should have been Storm, like their Rochambeau identity, like logically speaking, right? But maybe they thought that would be too good or something. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you. And I say Myth or Fire because Myth and Fire are more like the original design concept of Storm and Wiz, like when we all made the school originally. Myth and Fire are closer to that, right? So when people are saying, "Oh, just go play Myth and Fire," there's 2 reasons. One, it's just like more meta. It's just a better school, and 2, you actually feel like a Storm on a Myth and a Fire because the design diff, I guess. I don't know. I'm making that up as a saying now, I guess. Design diff. I don't fucking know. I don't know who the original Storm devs were, but Bring those people back, bro. Bring them back. Oh god, chat. Most stream. I mean, I'm not even doing anything, bro. Well, I wanted to do challenge mode, but we don't have a fourth. And I'm not doing PvP. And I already did the tier list, so I don't know. I could triple box, but I don't. I can't triple box and stream. I don't have like I'm not that cracked. I can't do it. Stream's been awkward ever since Rochambeau came out. Yep, completely agree. What slot do you need? I need player 3, Sean, so I'll put it. So like the item card, Darkwind, item card, Hex, then like a unique blade or two, pet Darkbacked, and a clenched charm. But if you want to do, if you can do player 4, I can do player 3 as well. So really player 3 or 4 is fine, but I would prefer being the Storm because I like Storm, you know? That's all. But it's okay if not. You can be the Storm. Buff Storm. Nah, I need the I'm not even a Storm mate anymore, dude. Literally. Chat, do you see my profile on the Discord? You see my profile on the Discord, dude? I don't even have the Storm icon anymore. It's a fire icon. I'm so fucking over it, bro. I've made peace and I've accepted that they're not gonna fix the school. It's been 4 years. It's only gotten worse. They've showed no indication of understanding the problem. I don't have hope. I don't have hope, bro. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm done. If you guys want to have hope, I wish you the best. I wish the devs the best, but like I'm done being optimistic about the school. It's always the worst case scenario. You know? We'll definitely check them videos. Oh, my card is ready for the new grind. My card? Huh? What's that mean? My card? Oh, maybe you mean your cards, maybe. The setting idea and overall images are there. Just implemented poorly. Yeah. That's what somebody saw in my video today. It's like it always starts as like a great idea and it looks really good, but then it just gets executed wrong. I got like a comment on my video today about that. But yeah, Sean, let me know if you do player 3 or 4, please. The barrier to entry for challenge mode is kind of underrated. It's arguably higher than Reigns. Hi, why would you say that? I think the problem with Storm is that the devs really want there to be that healing identity, which doesn't fit. I think there's a lot of issues, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think their library is dog shit. It was okay in live realm, but they completely killed like every spell that was good in live realm and didn't make any good ones. So like you took like a okay to like good best case scenario library and just made it like nothing. Nothing. That's the first issue. And then secondly, there's the resist shield interaction as well, right? That's not balanced no matter what they do until they attack through to the problem, which is the math, and that's on the devs, not me, right? So, is what it is. Thirdly, the shield counters, there's just no good shield counters anymore. Like a golem is 4 pips, so you have to spend 6 pips on a 4 pip hit and double shield, which is stupid. Like Fire Elf was like really good, but like you can't even Fire Elf anymore. So shields are extremely good again. They already were good with Fire Elf in the game. Like I would say Fire Elf was a necessary evil, dude. But yeah, I mean shields are just insane. You have to spend so many pips to counter them now. No matter what school you are, right? Um, then yeah, I mean your healing doesn't work. The weaknesses aren't bad. I'll give them credit for that. The blades, none of your blades work. And you can't make a mistake. What was the purpose of the elf nerf? Probably this Isis complaining that their shields were getting countered, if I had to guess. The first time, for the first time, bro, shield counters actually worked. Yeah. Storm should duel Myth and pack Rebirth. I mean, maybe. I think more so it's the design philosophy because I still feel like I feel like if you don't fix the stats or the design philosophy and you completely ignore that and just try to fix every other problem in the game, one, that's going to take so long that you're just going to create other problems and it's just like you're not going to get anywhere. And two, it doesn't matter really what you do if the core design philosophy is not good, right? Like you could do all that, but like if the base philosophy doesn't work, then well, you're chalked, right? Sean, are you gonna join or can you not do it? I mean, Elephant would be more of a complaint than Fire Elf, though. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather take a Elephant nerf low key over the Fire Elf nerf. Honestly, even if Storm had Fire Elf this update though, chat, yeah, it would be better, but like it wouldn't be that much better though. Like Myth and Fire would still kill Storm faster than Storm can kill them with Fire Elf in the game, right? So like it wouldn't change the fact of the matter. Like you would be better against your counters, I guess. Yeah. Like you could Alpha free and threaten a Storm head, right? Which is cool, but the devs already made it clear they don't care about the meta. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just that design philosophy, but that's why it's been 4 years and nothing's happened, right? So Wiz is too fun to hack. Who's hacking Wiz? My alt account disconnected for an activity. Chat, how long we been here for? It happened. Oh man, poor Fred. I don't think Sean's here anymore. Okay. Alright, here's the deal, chat. Here's the deal. If I can find my phone, I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer and then I'm gonna end the stream. That's the deal. But I need to find my phone. That's the fucking problem. Ugh, man. Ice Maze are gonna be an absolute cancer without Fire Elf. Yeah. I said too much. You're gonna hack the game. Really, that's what you're gonna do. I just had a comment on my video right now. This guy said to play devil's advocate because how good storm off school damage is, like having 400% death damage. It seems broken as hell. But he doesn't realize that the stats fuck you in the ass. That's crazy, bro. I feel like that doesn't that make my point more valid, chat? The fact you can have 400 off school damage and still do less damage than other schools. Like, does that not just prove my point more? Like, like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, dude. I feel like that just proves my point more. I don't know, man. Bro, why are you guys talking about Hack and Wiz? That's so weird. Stormy reverse matchup next update. Bro, it's just gonna be like low rank storms and a fucking Danton. That's gonna be literally all the storms next update, bro. Danton's gonna be the best storm next update, dude. I'm calling it right now. Danton, my goat. He's my goat. Ice Mirrors will probably be a timer game. I don't know. Wiz files got leaked and people made the Wiz Walker from that. Wiz Walker. What's a Wiz Walker? Like Demos? Alright, chat, we ain't doing this challenge mode today. That's fine. I can maybe plan a day though, like in advance or something dark. Uh, just not have it like on the spot next time, you know? But yeah, maybe. Maybe. My headset died, I don't have any audio. That's not good. Mm-mm. But yeah, I need to organize this so we can actually do the thing. Damos runs on Wizwalker. Okay, got you, got you. Yeah, no, I know about that stuff. I don't use them because I just feel like it's unethical. But that's just me. Call me old fashioned. You know what's, Chai, actually, you know what's funny? I was at this store yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? And I forget what, it was something. What was it? What was it? I forget. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was something though. I was like, I guess I'm just old fashioned. And this girl, like, she's probably like my age. She's probably my age or like, I don't know, like 30 maximum. She's like, you're too young to be old fashioned. They're like, what the, like, bro? I'm like, what the fuck do I say? Like, well, I was just like, okay, I just walked away. I was like, okay, what the fuck? Like, what? What, dude? What? Like, do I just like look like I'm a fucking kid or something? I don't know. Like, chat said I look 22 or something, which is like, I thought that's a good age, I think. But are you married? No, no. Why do you say that? Why are you asking that? What? What? You trying to think you have a chance with me or something? Are you married, head ass, bro? What the fuck? I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just kidding. But no. Val and I have been together for like 2 years though, and I do have some plans going into the new year, which I'm pretty optimistic for in the future and whatnot. But I do want to get married though when I can be at that point in my life, you know? I just feel like bro, that I know I'm gonna sound like a fucking Gen Z. I mean, I think I literally am Gen Z, but like bro, life is like hard mode for us, dude. Like it's just the truth, bro. It's you crunch the numbers, it's the fucking truth, dude. Like to get married right now, like the way I was raised to have a marriage, like bro, that is so expensive, bro. Like that's a big like I need to like I need to be fucking like, you know, I'm not at that point in my life yet where I can do all that. I thought you were 22 to 25. Yeah, I turned 25 3 days ago. I'm old. I'm getting old. Gen Z. Am I? I'm born in 2000. Is that millennial or Gen Z, chat? Millennial's 99, isn't it? Or what's millennial? It's Gen Z. Oh, okay. My Wednesday be at most 20K. Miss me with that shit. Bro. I went when I got my tax money, it was like a couple months ago. I went on and I bought like a chain for myself. Um, I originally wanted to get a gold chain to match with my watch, but I got my watch like 3 years ago, and bro, dude, th- like the price of gold has also like fucking inflated, bro. Like the same thing I was looking at like 3 years ago went up like $300, dude. $200. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna get a fucking silver one then, dude. I'm fucking good. Like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I might have to invest in gold or something, bro. But like, jeez, dude. I was like, what? Nah, nah, bro. But yeah, yeah. Anyways, I was at the jeweler and I was like asking him about like diamond rings and like what the average one costs, you know, like lowest and most expensive and whatnot. And like, bro, like between like the rings and like the wedding, and it's just a lot, dude. Bro was rich. I mean, no, I didn't do my taxes for 3 years, so I had a lot of money returned. And the reason I didn't do my taxes is because when you do YouTube and Twitch, it's American, which is different than Canada. So I thought they would send me stuff, um, but they didn't. I had to go find it myself, which I wasn't used to. So yeah, I got like a random email from Twitch one day, and it was like, "Yo, you need to look at this part of your account." I'm like, "Okay," and then I found it. I was like, "All right," but yeah, no, I just got I got like a couple of grand back from those taxes. So it's like, why not? I invested most of it though. Gold is inflated due to uncertainty in the market. Really? Why is gold uncertain? I feel like gold's been around for a long time. Like, I don't know. Like gold to me is like the S&P 500 type shit. It's just like it's like safe, reliable type shit, you know? You ever do crypto? Yeah. I'd invest all my money in the Wiz, bro. I did that my first year, bro. I can't lie. I spent like $1,200 on Wiz when I got back into it. Biggest regret I have, boys. I have fucking Christ, dude. If I could go back in time, Dude, I would beat the shit out of that, Liam. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Absolutely not. They don't care about you or your school. Fuck you, bitch. 1200. Well, I was with my ex-girlfriend at the time, right? She also spent a lot too, but um, we bought like every bundle. We bought like every pack, like so many, like hundreds of thousands of crowns, chat. Um, Obviously like the memberships or whatever, right? I don't know what else there is. Because like yeah, I spent like $300 on the Gulcher and I never got the mount. And then it took another 300 to get the fossil mount. Like it's a good amount, y'all, with the bundles and stuff. And you still don't have crowns to this day. Well, yeah, I don't have crowns anymore because I stopped spending money on the game because they don't care. Like I clocked that like last year's like when I'm like, okay, I need to stop spending money on this game because they don't really care about me. And I mean this year just kind of solidified the you know how I felt last year. It's just like they just don't care. So like why spend that much money on a game that doesn't care about you? Like it's just like there's just no point. There's no point. If they're making banger update and listening to the community over and over, I would have no problem with like buying crowns and just holding on to them until next pack comes out to support them. But like I don't I can't in good faith be like, yo, here's my money. I trust WizDevs with it. No, I don't. You have to earn that shit back, bro. I'm good. Just play pirate. I want to. Valorant, I need to play pirate, bro. I think she's open to doing it again. We got to like level 10. I had a really good time on that stream, Debop. Had a good time. Gold always gets inflated during the bad market times because people invest in gold as it is safer. Interesting. Hmm. So gold is like the opposite of what the current market is type shit, video. That's interesting. I had something come up on my like I follow like like Twitter, like news market stuff, right? And they're talking about like gold versus like fucking crypto or some shit. And I'm like, dude, like I don't even like what I don't even know. But it was also pretty interesting too, because when I went to the jeweler the one time, the manager was talking to me and they're like, oh yeah, like gold is probably a good time to get in right now. And I didn't listen to her, and apparently gold went up a decent bit the past couple of months. So if I listened to her, I probably could have got some return, but that's my fault. As I did. Oh, you have to see a pack pity system. Yeah, like just like stuff like that. Like if they did good updates like that over and over, I'd have no problem with like just buying 60k crowns, holding on to them, using them. Like I wouldn't have an issue with that. But they don't they don't be thinking. They take advantage of new players that lack the knowledge of the game. Oh yeah, I mean that's why they have the mega snack pack, right? Something like that. Yeah. I mean, bro, I bought mega snack packs when I was a noob. I can't lie, chat. I can't lie. It's crazy how this game allows gambling for kids. Yeah, I don't understand how they legally get away with that because every other game has had to do something about it, but Wiz hasn't. So I don't know why that I don't know. Like, is there some like legal loophole they went through like because they own their own client? Like have they? But that I don't that can't be the case though. Like I don't know. Because like every other game that has like loot boxes has had like they've had to change it or like display information. Wiz never done any of that. They never did. Can you give us an example of a game changing what dark what? Can you give us an example of a game changing they're gambling about money? I don't understand the last four words you put, bro. They're gambling about money. Of a game changing they're gambling. What? Am I scoring like dyslexic or something? I can't I don't know. Display the odds now? Yeah, but they've done that though because they went on console and Xbox and PlayStation forces you to do that legally portal. So they had to legally. They had to, right? But before they weren't on console, they just never cared to do it on PC over the years, right? Like chat, keep in mind this whole fiasco happened in like what 2017. That's like 7 to 8 years, which has been like evading that on PC. I don't know if it's some like legal loophole they have or they're just like the game is so small that like they're just like flying under the radar. I don't know what the fuck it is, bro. But yeah, they're just playing it now because they have to legally. They have to because Xbox and PlayStation they force you legally to. So. Like if D-Bot made a game and put it on Xbox, he would have to put uh that in if he had loot boxes type shit or just go to court, and get canceled. He's asking what legal trouble have other games gone through when it came to loot boxes? Oh, well, you guys don't remember that? Like 7, 8 years ago? The whole thing with like Activision and EA, bro. Y'all, come on, bro. Y'all don't remember the memes? Y'all don't know the memes? No way, bro. You don't know the memes? No, don't say it. Don't say that so, dude. That EA meme fucking hilarious, bro. There's like some man and woman in court or whatever, and they're just like so fucking oh my god, it was so fucking funny. It was so funny. It was like they don't consider it gambling or whatever. They considered it like something like the fucking like the toys that had chocolates in them when you were a kid, like type shit. Like it was the most dumbest fucking crap they could have said in court. Like, it was ridiculous. It was fucking it was hilarious, but yeah, that was a long time ago. I think FIFA doesn't show odds. I'm pretty sure they do. I thought they were part of that, but that was years ago. Maybe they don't do it anymore, but I'm pretty sure they had to at some point because that's part of EA, right? You said other games have done something about loot boxes, what was hasn't? Yeah, they've had to display the numbers legally, but was hasn't, even though it's the same thing, they're both loot boxes. I know CSGO Lotto has gone through legal trouble. I don't know. I'm really not too big into gambling. I mean, I know I play this game and like I don't know. I guess you can consider like investments gambling or whatever. I mean, I personally don't. Not really. I mean, the only gambling I think for an investment would be like a meme coin, like a crypto meme coin. Like that's gambling. That's gambling to me. But like I feel like if it's like a coin that you could like genuinely like see or believe in the future, like something legit, like that just like I don't know. It's different. Or same thing with like a business, right, in the stock market, like, you know, Pax and Pirate are way worse. There's no way they're worse, dude. Y'all say the same thing about the fucking pet system. Like, how do you take Wiz and make it worse and not better, right? When did Pirate come out? 2014? So what, was what, 6 years old or something at that point? For 6 years, you couldn't gather feedback on how to improve Wiz. Then he made it worse. Like, there's just no way. I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe it. There's no way it was. Chat, that's like take the stormy sample, right? So we're 4 years deep in right now. That's like Storm getting fucked for 4 years and then saying, hey, we're making a whole new school that's just as fucked as Storm. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't know. Like, bro, what? It's funny. It's funny. Okay, listen, bro. I know I might bash on the devs sometimes and I, but bro, honestly, some of it's just fucking comedic relief, dude. Honest to God, it is just really funny. I don't know. They used to have a lot more people that worked there, though. Whether it's like the OG design crew or, just like way more people around the place. It used to be a lot different than it is now. I mean, shit, dude. We had like no developers, like what, like 5 years ago or something, Debop? So like 5 years ago, we had like no fucking devs at some point, practically, anyways. I remember that. I remember that. That's like right when I got in. I'm pretty sure there's like no devs apparently. Somewhere to straight power creep and rare. Oh, okay. I used to play in 2022. Used to farm storms on my fire. Nothing has changed. I thought storm was good against fire at lower level. Well, at 50, it's not really. This blade trap elephant shield hit. It's pretty simple. I don't know about 60 and exalted though. Alright. I've been yapping for like an hour. I think I can probably leave. I think so. But yeah, no, I'll try to make a plan for a group and go live and maybe do the challenge modes live and see how that does next time. So I'm poor Fred. God bless Fred. Just sitting here for an hour waiting for us to get a fourth. It didn't happen. RIP Fred in the chat, bro. RIP, dude. What's the plan? Oh, I'm just gonna go the fuck to bed, Hunter. I'm just gonna go the fuck to bed, and probably tomorrow I'll actually have a plan. I originally wasn't gonna do it today. I was just like a last minute kind of idea that chat was like, oh, you should just try and do it, So today was about the tier list. So yeah, RIP Fred, dude. RIP the goat. All right, y'all. I will see you later. Thank you for hanging out. Check out today's video on the channel if you haven't. Show some love. Offer your opinion in the comments.